on is our chat room is such a great place to connect and to ask questions, to meet people. And we've had so many people even make relationships all through our chat room. And so feel free to use our chat, ask some questions. We're going to have 5 stories tonight, which is huge to be able to offer 5 different people's life and their journeys and their stories. And so if you have some questions about what they've gone through, I know some people like to ask what their favorite product is, which we're going to be sharing with you, but feel free to ask those questions. And if you want to make any comments of how it relates to you and it relates to your life, certainly feel free. We do mute everybody so that the presenters can share their stories. We're going to change a little bit. If you guys have been with us in the past, for a while we've been offering the after chat, which has been absolutely amazing. It allows people to come and ask questions afterwards with our presenters. We're going to switch that just a little bit, and we're going to have about 5 to 7 minutes of the social time, kind of what we do in the beginning, and then we'll continue it again at the end. So we end right around the quarter after 6:15 or 8:15, 9:15 your time frame, and then we'll have about 5 minutes of social time. So in between then, if you have any questions or if you want to make comments, please go ahead and put them in our chat, because that's such a lovely place for us to really be able to connect and gain all these relationships. So with that, I want to invite you guys all to our Thursday night call. If this is your first time ever coming, please go ahead and put that in the chat. It's my first time. Or if you want to state how many times you have been here before, we love to hear that too. We're getting close to about 7 months of running these calls, and we love them. We do ask for feedback. So if you ever have any feedback, feel free. But we've got another 2 months worth of speakers lined up, and we have some incredible stories coming up. We always try to bring you stories that relate to today's world or what people are going through. So next week we'll have a very similar with 3 to 4 different people's stories, and then October 1st, we actually, I did this as a request of my own. We have at least 2 women coming to share their stories of having special needs children, and they're both adult children. One is actually going to be speaking. So if you know of someone who's going through that in their life and with their families, we'd love to have them come and join and hear about these different stories. Excuse me, my family has my door open. and get to know, because what we offer here with this community and the product and the company that so many of us have chosen to align ourselves with is an opportunity to come together, to love, to support, to hold hands, and to really be a part of each other's lives to whatever degree you're interested in, and come with help. Sometimes we have different situations that come up, and we have different family needs that we might need extra help. And that's really truly what Isagenix brings to the table. It really is a very large family, and it's an opportunity for us to just hold those hands and be with each other, especially during today's world with all that's going on. And again, all of our love and support to teachers and students and families right now, but definitely all of our love going out to California, Oregon, Washington, and everything that's happening with you guys. Please always know that our hearts and prayers are with you. And if you ever need anything, we are a large family. So please just ask for that. What I would love is if you are able to put your videos on. We always love to have the ripple effect of energy flowing through each of us, as well as we're going to share a little bit about each of our presenters' story, their background, their families. But when they're done speaking, we'll take it off their photos, and if you can put it on speaker view, that always is such a beautiful time to have you look into the speaker's face and eyes and soul and have them look back at you. We do these events so that people can really feel what happens when you're on a health journey. And as you're going through these health journeys, know that there's so many opportunities to have the faith and belief and hope that you can have what you want. You can have these dreams and goals of the health that you are looking for. Isagenix is such an amazing place to offer that. And that's why we provide these stories, because we want people to dream. We want people to have that belief that it's there for you. So my name is Stephanie Beebe, and we're going to get started. telling you just a little bit about who we are, what we do. Can you guys all see my screen okay? Any problems with the screen? All good? Thumbs up? Excellent. Thank you so much. Our vision, Isogenics, and I started 7.5 years ago. I found out about this company 16 years ago, and I did it just really a tiny bit. I didn't quite understand it. I didn't understand what it really was about. I did it to lose weight fast and then go on a trip and look really good on my trip. But what I learned 7.5 years ago is it's an experience and it's a journey and it provides a life so much more different than I ever expected before, and has really truly given me the opportunity to look better, eat better, feel better, move better, and share that with other people. And that's why so many people are here and why they continue to come back week after week and continue to order their foods, because we experience this. And what more can we look for when we're looking for a health journey and we're looking for an opportunity to really change the way we feel? A company that really puts themselves out there to offer this in such a simple, better, and together community. So I want to thank you guys all for being with us, being here. If you're just checking us out for the first time, thank you so much for being a guest. If you invited someone to come, thank you for trusting us and opening up your hearts and your minds to what all happens. If you have any questions, please ask them in the chat room. Please get back with the person that invited you to this call. There's so much to share, but what we love to share on these calls are just our experiences. But before we do that, I do have to give a little disclaimer, because there's a lot of integrity with this company, and we truly believe in compliance and staying true to our word. And so with that, every story is different. People experience all kinds of different situations. Some have really, really, really massive health journeys and experiences, weight loss, and others have really incredible success stories with the wealth plan and all that Isogenics has to offer. Just know that we're here to offer it to you. And we hope that you have that experience. Now, I apologize. I did not realize we didn't get next week's slide up. So I'll just briefly tell you what it is, but it's very similar to tonight. We're gonna have 3 to 4 different incredible people come on to share their story and to share what Isogenics has done for them. So I'm very, very happy about that. All right, I wanna tell you just really, really, really quick what's going on tonight. We're gonna start with Debbie, but we have 5 incredible stories. So we want to get into them super fast so they have time to share. But we have 5 different people, and a few different things about them is they come from health backgrounds. You know, Debbie's a personal trainer, massage therapist. Kaylee used this as an opportunity to get herself better after having a car accident and then pregnancy. And Jennifer's going to come on, who she and her husband have really realized what a difference this is going to make for them. And Debbie, a Pilates instructor who had to have spine surgery, and this offered her an opportunity to get ready for that surgery. And then lastly, we have Bethanny Crouse, who is a professional snowboarder, knows all about being an athlete and health and taking care of herself. But after being a part of that field and then also owning her own 3 businesses and understanding how busy life is, she realized that she needed some change. So each of these incredible women are going to share their stories. So I hope you all enjoy. Debbie, if you can kick us off with your story and how this has transferred your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephanie. Well, my name's Debbie Levinsky, and I am in Phoenix, Arizona, and I am a certified Pilates teacher. I'm a Rossiter stretch coach, and I am just really excited to be sharing my story with you tonight. So going back about 2 years ago, I was a super fit Pilates studio owner. I was teaching like 36 hours of classes, bar classes, mat Pilates, foam roller, as well as private and duet reformer classes. And you know, there's a lot of pressure when you are a fitness professional to look the part. Nobody wants to go to a fat Pilates teacher when everybody is supposed to have those long, lean muscles. I still don't look like Gwyneth Paltrow, but I can wish. So, but anyway, I had spent a lot of time over the previous few years trying to lose about 83 pounds. After my daughter's wedding, I was really disgusted with how I looked in the wedding pictures, and it's very difficult for me to even look and enjoy those pictures today, sadly. So my husband was retiring. We decided to move closer to my daughter and my grandchildren. So we downsized. I closed my studio. I was thinking I was Wonder Woman. I was picking up and moving equipment, and then we closed up our house and downsized. So unbeknownst to me, I had somehow created a spinal cyst. So one of my discs in my back was leaking, and I was putting a lot of pressure on my spinal cord, especially in the nerve roots going for the lower half of my body. So it was really unbearable and excruciating for me to stand, to lay down, to move. The only time I was comfortable really was sitting in a chair and kind of leaning forward. So it's really not great. So the worst really was I was in a lot of pain just trying to pick up my youngest grandson. So like anything more than like 5 pounds was just excruciating. So this went on for about the better part of a year, and I did all the things the doctor said: PT, chiropractic, you know, injections, procedures. I had a little tiny bit of relief, but it came back with a vengeance. And my surgeon said, you know, we got to close up the cyst factory. You're going to have spinal fusion. And knowing anatomy really well, being a Pilates teacher and dealing with people who've had that, it was a pretty scary prospect. But I knew I needed to do it. I was dragging my right leg, and I was starting to have, and I'm sorry to say, incontinence issues, because it was really affecting the nerves all in my pelvis and low back area. So it ended up being a fantastic decision for me, and I've had an amazing recovery. So last fall, I started getting back out and meeting people, and I met Bethanny Crouse at a new networking group that opened nearby. And so anyway, I was familiar with Isagenix from years earlier when I did triathlons. There was always a booth, but I was like, not for me. I was not going to do the shake thing. But my curiosity was piqued by some of her posts. And believe me, over the years, to lose 83 pounds, you know, I was doing keto, I was doing HCG, I was starving myself, and really I ruined my bones. I have osteoporosis now, and that is, you know, something that women, especially on very low calorie diets, you can do. But I gained back all this weight that I had worked so hard to lose. And I just needed to get it off. I needed it because my joints were hurting everything. So usually I do a lot of research. I didn't do any of the sciencey stuff. There's something about Bethanny. I just trusted her completely. I said, all right, order my kit. I am ready to do this. So she also added me to this Facebook group, which is Own Your Life Ventures, which was absolutely one of the best parts of this whole journey, because the community there, the warm welcome, and especially, you know, I started in April, so it's in the midst of the lockdown, and you know, just having these supportive friends, and I mean, it just felt so encouraging. So I got my kit, opened my box, started drinking the shakes, doing the ionics, everything, and I started to feel different. So I had energy, and for the first time in 35 years, I was actually sleeping through the night. So that, for me, was huge. I also wasn't starving during the day, and my nighttime cravings for sugar really went away. So, I mean, those were like two really, you know, big problems: the sugar cravings and not being able to sleep. Bethanny told me about the IsaBody challenge, so I figured, oh, what the heck? So one of the most embarrassing things for me was taking my before pictures, which I know there's a slide for that. And I just didn't know what was going to happen, but I just completed, it's 4 months, and I was very happy. I lost pounds, I lost inches. I got a coupon for $200 in free product, which was amazing. But it's not the pounds and inches. I mean, that's great. It's how I'm feeling, because I feel like my pre-cyst self. I have energy. I feel like I can get down on the floor and play with my grandchildren. I'm teaching all my classes again now online. And I just, you know, it doesn't hurt to pick them up. And they're a lot heavier now. They're each like about 30 pounds, 35 pounds. So I'm a raving fan of Isagenix. It took me 10 years to figure it out. but I've really steeped myself in the research, the ingredients, the science, and I've got a ton of new supportive friends on Facebook, and we cheer each other on every single day. And the sense of community has really been very big for me and for my success. So I love how the products are scientifically proven to build muscle without exercise. Okay, so I wish I'd known this before I had my surgery, because I wasn't able to. But it really, they're designed for somebody who, you know, doesn't exercise at all. So, but it's been really gratifying that my friends have seen these changes, and some of my friends have actually joined me as accountability partners and are along the way with me. So I invite anyone who's been sitting on the fence thinking about this to just do it like I did. Put your trust in it, join me and do this. And I love it. So I want to thank you for this opportunity to share my story with everybody. And it's really an amazing group, and you're all my friends. So, but thank you so much.
I like how you say you have back problems like I do. I've been having a lot of back problems. Oh, no. What happened?
Sorry, I muted too soon. So I need to, I'm so sorry, my next part. So I want to introduce my, my good friend, my hairstylist. She just did my hair today, Kaylee Marinez, and she is going to take it from here. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Debbie. That was awesome. You are so inspiring to me. I want to be you when I grow up for sure. So my name is Kaylee Marinez, and I am a hairstylist and a mom of a 1-year-old right there. He's about 16 months actually, but, and me and my husband, we love Disneyland, but we're sad it's closed. My story has 2 parts, kind of. I'll get kind of more on that later, but I was in my kind of late 20s, and I had never really been happy with my weight. I had a mom who loves to make little digs at my weight my whole 20s and even now, and I had never really, you know, I think that played into it a lot, but I never really been happy. So I tried everything. I tried every other's like shake diet out there, and just didn't last. You know, it didn't make me feel great. I mean, I originally got into this for weight loss, you know, so it wasn't like I didn't know any of these other benefits that I learned later. But I was introduced to Isogenics by Bethanny Crouse, and I followed her on Facebook for like most of the year. I think it was like 2017 when I initially signed up, and I followed her for a long time on Facebook before I finally decided just to get started. And I knew that, you know, she was so inspiring to me, and I knew that she would be the right person for me to coach me and help me if this was anything I ever wanted to turn into a business or anything like that, because I had been in network marketing before. So other companies, not nutritional companies, but so I knew that the potential was there. So I've been on the products for about 3 years on and off. That's where the 2 parts kind of come in. In 2017, when I did start, I had this amazing transformation. I was going to kickboxing like 5 days a week with Bethanny, and it was super fun. And then I lost over 20 pounds, and I had this really amazing transformation. But then I was in a terrible car accident. And I broke my wrist, and I couldn't work. I couldn't really do a lot. I had to depend on my husband a lot, but it just kind of got me, you know, a little bit depressed, you know, not really motivated to do anything because I couldn't, and it was kind of a bummer. But when I did recover, I was finally motivated to get back into working out and get back on my Isogenics. I wanted to feel better, and then I got pregnant. Which was great. Wasn't really planned, but it was great. I got so sick, and I was just so tired that I just kind of like gave up and indulged a bit, as I'm sure we all do when we're pregnant. But I shouldn't have. I wish I wouldn't have, because the superfood I could have been giving the baby would have been awesome. But he's still nursing now, and I started back with my Isogenics when he was around 10 months. So he's still getting a lot of good nutrition through my milk, and he actually loves to like steal half of my shake. Like I need to make 3 scoops in my shake really because he takes like half of it. So he loves the shakes, but anyway, so then yeah, before he turned 1, I just decided that, you know, I missed how I felt. I missed my shakes, the ease of it. It's great when I'm working, especially when I was at work pumping and I didn't have so much time to like warm up food and stuff. It was a great snack. And then the other snacks, not just the shakes, but all the other snacks you can just grab and go. But also, I missed my Isogenics people. Like I missed my sense of community. I had kind of lost touch a bit with Bethanny, and I missed like just the whole vibe of it. And, you know, it's just great, especially through all this pandemic stuff. It's great to have like people to turn to and to know that are available for you. So now I am focused on getting back to my goal weight, my pre-pregnancy, post-Isogenics goal weight. And, but more importantly, just sharing the superfood and feeling better, sharing the superfood with my son and feeling better for him, like more energetic and just, you know, better to play with and be around. And, but I do believe that no matter what I've learned through all this is that, you know, Isogenics can fit into your life. It can fit into your life whenever. It can fit into your life when you're pregnant, when you're nursing, when you're losing weight, when you want to gain weight. So anything, you know, anything you need it for, but just don't give up, because that was my mistake. I gave up. You know, your life takes ebbs and flows, and so can your Isogenics business. So can your, you know, your diligence to it. If you fall off the wagon, you're not doing your 2 shakes a day, do 1, do something, you know, just don't give up. That's kind of what I learned from my whole stories. And I hope that I can help somebody else know that no matter what, you can stick with it and it'll be there. And all of us people will be there. That's the great thing about it. And I want to introduce actually another Debbie on our team, an awesome teammate. She has an amazing story, and I'm actually glad I didn't have to follow her story. But Debbie Hammonds, and I'll let her take it from here.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, cool. Wasn't sure. I want to thank you all for allowing me to tell a little bit about my story. I've been a personal trainer and a kickboxing instructor, a boot camp instructor, and a massage therapist for almost 16 years. I am also a survivor of child abuse, rape, and domestic violence. It really, really messed me up for a lot of years. I struggled, my body and my mind struggled being in fight or flight for over 35 years. I couldn't make decisions. I suffered with deep depression. I suffered with a lot of anxiety. I struggled just doing daily routines. Even when I was helping others to get fit and healthy, I still couldn't help myself inside. The outside, you know, you could live it, but the inside, I was a raging maniac. I struggled with relationships. I struggled with trusting people. I struggled for so long trying to figure out why I even existed. So many times, I really wanted to just end my life. But I had 2 boys, and every time I thought about it, I thought, how could I leave them and have them contend with that for the rest of their lives? I went to different classes, I went to different things looking for help, and everybody would always say, find your why. If you can find your why and the reasons why you do things, things would be better. And I hated that phrase. I hated when people would say, find your why. I actually thought it was a load of crap because I really didn't have a why. For so long, I've struggled to just survive daily. So there was really no why. I even tried the making your vision boards. People said make a vision board. I froze. I couldn't even make a vision board. And I was like, what is a vision? I don't have a vision. And when I would try to make one, I felt like I was doing everyone else's vision. I didn't have one of my own, but I had visions that everybody else told me about me. Years later, my body started slowly shutting down. My hair started falling out in clumps. I had bald spots. I couldn't sleep. The only time I could sleep was when I could take a pill of some sort and get a little bit of sleep. After a lot of tests, my doctor said that I was suffering from adrenal fatigue, and I didn't understand why, but he said it was because of everything that had happened. I struggled even teaching my fitness classes. I would sit in the parking lot and I would cry, and I would drink the strongest energy drink that I could find. And I would just ask God, please let me get through this. And I would go in, everything was fine. I would teach my class. I'd get back in my car and I would drive home in tears, and I would crash until the next class. So last November, Mike and I moved to Arizona, here to Chandler, and I had no clue the reason why I was even coming. I didn't know a single soul. I just figured I just needed a new start, a new season in my life. I arrived, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I'd always been a personal trainer or a massage therapist, so I decided to open up another massage business since I sold the one back home. And the doctor had told me do not be doing any more massages because I've had 8 shots, a lot of damage in my hand, and he said I needed surgery. But that was the only thing I knew to do to make money. So basically, then the virus broke out, and I was completely shut down. I had taken all the money that I had, invested it in my massage therapy business, and now I didn't have anything. But in January, right before the pandemic, I mustered up enough energy and enough courage to go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. And there I met Janine and Bethanny. And they were so sweet. Janine invited me to the Own Your Life Ventures Facebook group. And so I started following them, and during the pandemic, there's nothing else to do. I started watching people still having success and doing all kinds of things. And so finally I reached out to her and I said, you know, what is going on? And I stepped out in faith. I took what money I had left and I bought a package, and I thought, okay, I'm all in. It's that or nothing. I've only been on the product since March, but it has changed my life. It's changed my mind. It's changed my body, or I guess I've changed. After a few days of being on it, I started getting a little bit more clarity. I didn't have the fogginess in my head. For the first time in years, I was starting to get 6 to 7 hours of sleep, and which gave me more energy and made me feel better. I had less anxiety. My heart wasn't fluttering so much anymore, and I really thought that was kind of cool because I felt like I could breathe, take deep breaths. I had a huge amount of bloating, and I couldn't fit into any of my clothes because the high cortisol levels had just made me so swollen around the midriff, and it started going down, and I was able to fit into some pants that I hadn't worn in years. So to me, I feel that if these products could work for me, that they could work. I just wanted to reach so many people and say, oh my gosh, there's something out there that I have fallen in love with and I am so passionate about. So, but on top of that, I started making money. I started getting paid to share it. And I was like, wow, this is really cool that I'm getting the best of both worlds here. So I decided to shut down my massage business completely and just go full board into trying to reach out and help as many hurting people as I can out there, because I really feel like there's a lot more people out there that struggle than we know of. So basically, to me, I found my why. Finally, after all these years, I found my why. And actually, it wasn't travel. It wasn't a big home. It wasn't any materialistic things. I finally found out it was helping new people find a new journey, a new beginning to health and prosperity to them, to help them create happiness inside and out. And that's my passion now, is just helping people do that. And I just thank my Lord and my Savior, Jesus Christ, for this journey, because he brought me out of so much, put me with the right people at the right time with the right products. And I thank you all for letting me live out loud. And sorry. And that's it. I just, I do want to give a shout out to everyone out there, though. I'm telling you, you all have been such a great community for me, and have given me the courage and to keep going. And I feel like I have a family for the first time. So thank you. And I want to introduce a good friend, Jennifer Clements. I think she's going to share next.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. All right, hold on. All right. Well, thank you so much for inviting me, you guys, to talk about my story. And thank you everyone for listening. I'm not as exciting as Debbie, but I will tell you my story. I live in Vienna, Georgia. I'm currently a life and health insurance agent, and my story with Isagenix began in April 2020. But before that, I've been involved in using vitamin supplements and working in the alternative medicine field. And making diet changes to manage my nutrition needs for over 20 years. And why it's been so long a journey is because my initial struggle was with endometriosis, which I was diagnosed with in my 20s. And later, when I was 41, I found out I had uterine cancer. And now I am currently struggling with a rheumatoid arthritis diagnosis. It's very hard for me to admit that, but the reason I have this experience, this ton of experience of whole food supplements, vitamins, minerals, vegetables, lean meats, and fruits, was that's how I was trying to manage my health conditions. I knew that nutrition was extremely important to handle my health conditions. Even though I had all this knowledge and I put in all this effort over these last 20 years, I still was coming up short. Especially this year in 2020, you know, with COVID and everything. I got really tired dealing with the mental and physical fatigue of my health conditions, and I was really frustrated because basically I couldn't find the foods that I needed because of the area I live in. I was getting frustrated every time I went shopping at the grocery store. So what happened was literally I got on my knees and prayed one night for a healthy way to find an easier route to get this nutrition that I knew I needed in my body so I could get better, and to help my family too in our daily routine. I needed an easier route for meals to feed my family. And I didn't realize this, but what happened was I got introduced to Bethanny, and I'd been friends with her on Facebook for over 6 years. And it was like the next day, a post of hers came up on my newsfeed, and we reacquainted, and that's how I got into Isagenix. So, basically, you know, she helped me find the solution that I needed yesterday. So I've been on the products, as I said, since April, which is about 6 months now. And as a result, I'm about 10 pounds lighter, which I'm really excited about because my RA meds put weight on. I tried to come off of them in the last month and the weight was falling off of me, but I couldn't stay off my meds. So even though I have to be on those medications, the Isagenix is helping me to feel healthier to have more mental clarity, which is huge for me because when you have RA, you have this huge brain fog and it's constant, and you have this chronic fatigue that you cannot escape. And Isagenix, when I have that one shake and I have the Ionic Supreme, it's like a power boost to me. Every morning I have that, and I don't even really feel like I need coffee anymore. I just need to have my shake. And that's huge for me because I don't have the blood sugar swings that I used to have, as long as I have my shake or two a day. And it's also been helpful because I make the shakes for my son and my husband, and I just make it and I stick it in their face and I say, here, drink it. And they happily suck it down. And as a result, my 17-year-old son, he also has a few health issues and he's doing much better. His attention span is better. He is healthier. He has OCD and ADD, and these shakes have really, really helped him. And that has helped our relationship too. So he was having trouble also with his weight, and he stopped gaining weight. So that was really wonderful for him. My husband is the biggest change. He's lost about 40 pounds since, definitely since April, after being on these shakes every day. And we've been trying for over 10 years, solid, I mean, over 10 years really, to help him lose weight. We tried everything. You name the diet, we did it. And this was the first year ever he has experienced this much weight loss. And it's a big deal. It's a huge deal for us. It's really, he has more energy now. He is more active. He also has more mental clarity. It's been really great. It's been a really great change for the last 6 months. So I'm less fatigued and I have more mental clarity. I'm not worried anymore about getting the nutrition that I need for my family too, and on a daily basis. So like the stress, because I have more than one business. I have about 3 businesses, and let me tell you, it's stressful. And Bethanny knows that more than anybody. But one of the stresses was getting whole foods into our diet at every day. It's a very stressful thing to try to manage, to do meal preparation and grocery shopping when the good stores are an hour away, or try to buy them online and plan and all that. And now I don't have that. All that time that I spent with that, shopping, and all I have to do is go on my pantry or go online, do a Isagenix order, boom, it's here within 3 days. It's in my pantry. I'm stocked up. I know how much we use because of the servings. It just has made my life so much easier. It's a major stress relief. So my prayer was definitely answered thanks to Bethanny. So basically, I do believe Isagenix is a fantastic solution for busy people like us, that have more than one business, or busy families. And especially for those of you that have a difficult time making and preparing nutritious meals for you and your family. So that's my big takeaway from this in 6 months. And I'm sure I'll have much more after this, because I'm not giving up, Kaylee. So I'm done with my story. Thanks for listening. And I'm going to turn it over to Bethanny.
Thank you so much for that, Jennifer. You guys really shared so many incredible stories with us today. And I appreciate you being so transparent, sharing and diving into the hard parts of your lives. I mean, there were some hard parts, but fortunately you met someone who gave you an opportunity to switch that and to fix that and to make a difference. And the differences that you guys have all felt and experienced, it was so beautiful to watch your faces light up and to share that information, to really show all of us what a difference it has made for you. So I want to thank you for that. Before we get to Bethanny's story, which I'm super excited about, the girls all picked their favorite products. And so I wanted to share this with you, just a tiny bit about each one of these because they are super, super great. Knox is one of my favorite ones. We talk about it being for athletes, but really it's for everybody. And especially with what's going on in our country right now, this opens up the blood vessels to help us breathe better. So it's an amazing product. So many people are a huge fan of the birthday cake shake. Put in the chat if that's one of your favorite ones. It is mine. Who doesn't love birthday cake every single day, right? It tastes so good. And the little sprinkles that are in there are vegetables. So you're only getting more nutrients. The blue raspberry hydrate came up, and this is such an important one right now too. It has a lot of great ingredients in it, but one of them being vitamin C. And that's definitely something that's a big buzzword at this time in our lives. So my children love it. It's their favorite drink of all time. And everyone, when I ask for their favorite products, they all mentioned Ionix. And this is definitely one of our favorite ones. In my way, I love to explain it. It's an x-ray going from your head to your toes, looking for where you're off, so that the adaptogens and the ashwagandha and the Chinese herbs can go in and penetrate through that to bring you back to where you should be. So those were some of the favorite products that the girls picked out. These are some of the solutions that Isagenix has to offer. It's here for so many different things. We offer a lot of main products, but there's about 150 different products to choose from. So it really is like having your own grocery store from your computer, which is great. And the best ways to get started are really to choose a pack. A lot of the girls here today came in with the Everyday Health Pack, and there's so many great ones to choose from. So just get back with the person who suggested this to you and talk about your needs and your wants and how you can make a difference in what you're looking for. We want to customize this for you so that it gives you what you are looking for. All right, before we get started about Bethanny Crouse, I just wanted to show you a tiny bit about Team Isagenix because she is one of our ambassadors for that. And it's such an incredible program to offer for our athletes, and people that are in the athletic world can come here, feel safe, and have products that they can use to live with their daily athletic life. But this is Bethanny Crouse. You can read a little bit about her on the side. What I do is I want to show a little bit about her life though. Bethanny has lived an incredible life here, both in Colorado, Hawaii, and now in Arizona, and just full of activity, full of family, children, entertainment. And what she found was a place and a home so that she could be with her family. So Bethanny, I'd love to have you share your story. Thank you so much.
Oh, Stephanie, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And ladies, each and every one of you inspire me every day to just continue sharing this gift of Isagenix, because you are just four incredible individuals that I've been able to impact. And I'm just so grateful for each of you in my life. So thank you so much for being vulnerable and open and sharing from your heart tonight. I love you all so much. And I'm so happy that you all raised your hand and said, yes, you would share your story. So thank you. I appreciate it. Well, my story started about 11 years ago, July 23rd of 2009. I got my first Isagenix box. And how it happened was my very best friend, Morningstar, had said to me, would you like to do a 30-day cleanse? And my first thought was I was going to be spending 30 days in the bathroom. So I politely declined and said, thank you anyway, no thanks. And then she kind of explained a little bit more to me, and I learned, oh, it's a cellular cleanse, and you know, it's all natural, non-GMO, soy-free. Okay, I'm in. Sign me up. As Stephanie mentioned, I was a former pro snowboarder, and I was very avid CrossFitter. I used to do CrossFit 5 days a week, and I had injured my back, put a little weight on, and I wasn't able to work out. My chiropractor kind of said, no more lifting for a bit, you know, so I had to take a break. I love powerlifting. It's like, I love to lift weights. I love to lift heavy things. And he told me I couldn't do it anymore. So I was on a break. I was only, you know, just a few weeks out, and put a little weight on and thought, okay, I'll give this Isagenix a try. And within 5 days, you guys, I lit up. Like completely lit up, like somebody had plugged me into an outlet. And I called Morningstar and I said, what is in this stuff? Seriously, what is in this? I had lost 6 pounds and 6 inches my first week that I was using the products. My mommy brain had gone away. I had a 2-year-old and 5-year-old at the time. I slept through the night on day 4, which I had not done in so many years. And I just had so much energy through the day. So as Seth had mentioned, I own some businesses, or Jen had mentioned it. I had a dog daycare and boarding facility, which I started. I created the concept, and it was very busy. It was a very busy business in Breckenridge, Colorado. I also had a coffee shop and our only grocery store. So that grocery store was packed all the time. We were busy all the time. And I was a general contractor where basically I used to build and sell spec homes. And I had a 2-year-old and 5-year-old. So between my 3 businesses, my 2 kids, I politely said to Morningstar, Star, I'm really looking for a change in my health, but I really don't want anything to do with the business. I see it's network marketing, which I think is a great business model. It's just not for me. You know, I don't have time to be talking to people about stuff like this. And, you know, I'm busy. I've got my businesses, I've got my kids, and I really just want to use the products. And so she said, okay. So I lost my weight, felt amazing. I went back to CrossFit, and the comments that I got from the women and men that I worked out with were just crazy. You know, I had certain women that I'd always partner out with to lift, and they were like, why are you lifting so much more? You haven't been here in so long. It was like I got my strength back, you know. My favorite comment of all is, where did your butt go? Your skin looks great, your arms look good, you know, like all these just things. And I said, you know, guys, I'm using this stuff. It's called Isagenix. I really don't know too much about it. So talk to Morningstar. So I would just pass them off to her. And I'd pass them off to her, and she would enroll them as my referrals. So we call it the Eat for Free Club. I basically became part of the Eat for Free Club when I didn't even know what I was doing. And that first week, I referred 2 people to her, and I made $150. I got a great email from Isagenix. You'll see in further slides where we get paid daily, weekly, and monthly. And I got this email saying I made $150. And that paid for my athletes pack next month. That was the pack I was using at the time. So I was like, wow, I just paid for my Isagenix. You know, this is crazy. So I said to Morningstar, if I tell more people, will I make more money? And she's like, yes, you will. So within the pockets of my very, very crazy life, because my life was so crazy, and Star knew it. Star was my best friend, so she saw everything I was doing. Like, I'm not kidding, if I didn't have a kid and a baby Bjorn, one in the pack and play, pouring a concrete foundation, like I have those memories. I also have memories of Christmas Eve at the doghouse, both kids sitting with little video DVD players on a dog bed in the corner of my office as I checked in 45 dogs. I also have visions of them, well, of me getting pulled over for speeding because both of them are in the back seat screaming and crying as we're driving to pick up more coffee beans in Buena Vista. So those kids went to all of my businesses with me because my idea was, if I can be an entrepreneur and I can run my own businesses, I can have time freedom, right? I can have this time freedom, and nope, so wrong. Oh my gosh, we never got to travel. Basically, my life was like put on hold because of my businesses. We weren't able to go visit family. We weren't able to travel. I had no time freedom. And it was, the overhead to run those businesses was huge. So I started to see Isagenix as a vehicle that could just change my whole family's future, you know, both physically and financially. And within that first 6 months of me sharing Isagenix, from July of 2009 until the end of the year, I earned $16,000 back in referral rebates, guys. Now, these numbers I'm telling you, just so you know, just like Steph went over in the beginning, they may not be typical, but I'm going to share my numbers with you just so you have an idea, especially because I'm going over the wealth creation of this slideshow tonight. I made $16,000 in that first 6 months, and that $16,000 really made a huge difference. You guys remember what was going on in 2009? The market was crashing, things were down. I was like, gosh, am I going to be able to sell all these houses I just built? You know, I mean, it was scary. Then that first full year, just by sharing in the pockets of my life, mainly on Facebook. on Facebook. I mainly was sharing on Facebook, just connecting with people that I hadn't talked to in a long time. I made another $21,000. Then my second full year, I made $36,000. And then my third full year, I got a 1099 in the mail from Isogenics. And I took it to my husband. He didn't even know what a 1099 was. And I was like, look at this. And he's like, what is it? $81,000. You owe that? And I was like, no, I made that. I made $81,000 this year. It's a 1099. That means I have to pay taxes on that. Oh, shit. So that was kind of the beginning of, you know, maybe I should look at this as a business, sweetie. Like, maybe I should sell our businesses and maybe I should do this full time. And so we did. We kind of set out to sell our businesses, and I started looking into, you know, sharing Isogenics and really impacting world health, freeing people from physical and financial pain. I didn't tell you guys, but at 18 years old, I became a personal trainer, and I was always working at gyms. I was always into health and fitness. I was in Shape magazine once. I was just so into all that stuff, and I still am. You know, I love to hike, and I'm outdoorsy, and I'm snowboarding, and all of that. And so this just fit with me. You know, I hate coffee. I've never drank a cup of coffee in my life. Why the heck did I have a coffee shop? I don't know. I just thought I was going to make ends meet. I really like, okay, raise your hands if you like to pick up dog poop. Nobody likes to pick up dog poop. I was running a dog daycare and boarding facility, and that was part of my job requirement was I had to pick up dog poop. So I did really enjoy building houses because it was like creative and stuff. But you guys, I found my passion with Isogenics. I felt like this is what I was meant to do, you know? So we went on and we did sell our businesses. And I said to my husband, I'm going to do this full time. And he said, what am I going to do? I said, you can retire. And he's like, I'm 40. I said, well, lucky you know, just support me. And so he did retire, and he's a musician as well. So now he's able to, you know, sing with bands, and he's an amazing musician. So he's able to do that, but he does like all the house stuff and shopping and, you know, things like that. But the best part is not only do we get to travel all the time together, but we get to travel for free. Because that's another thing you're going to see within the slides, is there's so many incentives and promotions that this company offers. We've been on a couple cruises. We've been to Maui, been to Grand Cayman. I'm getting ready to go to Fiji. I know there's more places, but I'm drawing a blank. But I've traveled all over. Oh, Walt Disney World. Oh my gosh, the most magical family vacation ever. I mean, we've been to Disney quite a bit. And I got to be honest, when the contest was announced, we weren't excited about it. We weren't like, yay, Walt Disney World. But Isogenics, man, they just do it right. They do it right. Like, it was phenomenal. Even my kids were like, this was our best trip ever to Disney World. It was amazing. I mean, spending cash, it was incredible. Anyhow, I would love to go into the slides. That's a little bit about my story. Thank you guys so much for listening. And Seth, you've got control of those, right? Awesome. Okay, here we go. So there are 5 ways to make money in Isogenics, and each and every one of them excites me. You can have somebody just go to your Isogenics website. When you become an Isogenics associate, you get a free website, and somebody can log onto your website, they can go there and they can purchase products at retail, and you receive the retail profit. We also have our product introduction bonuses, which is basically, I think of it as just like a little bonus for helping somebody change their health. So you get this 10% bonus every time you get somebody started, depending on whatever they purchase. Our team bonus, which is our cycles, these excite me the most. The reason being is that they are residual. This is your residual income beginning to build. So I know that each and every one of these women that shared their stories tonight are starting to build up their cycles every week, which means that they are building a residual income that is a legacy that will be willable, and they can pass it down to their family. So that really excites me. Then there's the executive matching team bonus. When you reach executive in our company, which is the top rank, but it's very simple to get there. It's basically helping 10 people get healthy who love the products, and having those 10 people share it with 2 people. That way they're a part of the Eat for Free Club, and their friends are getting healthy with them. And just by doing that, you get an additional 10% matching bonus when you become an executive in the company. And then the promotions and incentives, the trips, the little promotions they do. They just did a promotion recently. It was called the 2.0 challenge. And just for enrolling people, for helping people get healthy, I got an extra $200 bonus for that. Every month I get an extra $750 bonus for becoming an executive. Now we have our holiday dash that's going on right now, where I have the ability to earn an extra $1,800 between now and Christmas just for building my business and for helping people. As I mentioned earlier, I love the fact that we get paid daily, weekly, and monthly. Who loves their Monday emails? Raise a hand. When you get the little email from Isagenix, congratulations, you've earned this much money this week, every Monday. Most people just dread Mondays. Kaylee, you are so right. Kaylee just said in the comments, how would an extra $1,800 change a family's life before Christmas? It's incredible. And then there's our fast track to executive. Our fast track to executive is basically, it's just, think of it as like a stair, climbing up the stairs, and you're reaching all of these different bonuses along the way. You don't need to know what each of them means until you hit the one before it. When you hit your consultant bonus for $50, it's like, okay, next step is let's get you to Crystal Manager. There's an extra $250 once you get there. And then you get the 5-cycle bonus, $500, and then Crystal Director, $750. You guys, this is a lot of money that you're looking at this fast track to executive screen. There's a lot of money on the table, and this is all just upfront bonus money that Jim and Kathy and Eric Coover, our founders of Isagenix, added to the front end of the compensation plan. There's so many possibilities, and the thing that I love just about our comp plan is, you know, not only the community and everything that goes along with it, but what Isagenix stands for. And not only what we stand for, but also the ability that each individual has. You don't have to have any special degree. You don't have to be a certain race or gender. You can be you, and you can do this at your time, in the pockets of your life. I shared my financial story, and if that inspired you, please let me know in the chat, because it inspired me to actually take a complete direction in my life than where I was headed. I can't even imagine where I would be if I was still running my businesses. So just know you can walk, you can run, or you can sprint. And what that means to me is, if you want to just get your products paid for, that would be walking. You can just get your products paid for by sharing with a couple people. You can run, and what that means to me is maybe paying your car payment every month, or paying your rent or your utility bill, whatever that means, whatever that bill is that kind of hangs over your shoulder. And then sprinting would be, woohoo, I want to become financially free and impact as many lives as possible. I want to build a legacy that I can pass down to my children, and they can pass down to their children and their children and their children. Your Isagenix income is willable, so I suggest you get it in your wills, because it's definitely something that, you know, is going to last forever. So thank you guys very much for allowing me to share. I'd love to open up. Steph, we've got just a couple minutes left for questions if you'd like.
We do, and thank you. You girls are just really so inspiring, and I really appreciate you showing the transparency of what you've gone through and where you are today, because that's truly what gives people the hope and belief and faith that they can have that too. And if your life is great already, then this is just an opportunity to help other people who might be going through that, and give you maybe some of those other goals you're looking for. So thank you guys for sharing all of those incredible stories and all this has gone through. Absolutely love that. We have 2 minutes actually. So if anyone does have a question, please feel free, put it in the chat right now, or let us know that you do, or go ahead and open up. If not, we can use our last 2 minutes as a little bit of a social time. One of the great things that we're going to be changing about this and bringing the living room both in the front and at the end, because it becomes just a bigger family every single week, and as we continue to get to know each other and each other's stories. So if anyone has a question, or if you just want to let us know. Something
I
great
love,
that's
I
going
love,
on in your life right now.
I love all their stories. It's amazing how other ones is I get like paid during this program. I got like $25, like got paid $25 because this product. You know, I've been doing. It's amazing.
You know,
Yeah,
who
I
would have
actually like.
thought
I,
that you could just
yeah,
have, just by referring someone, you receive a tiny bit, right? A little tiny bit, maybe to pay for a canister of shake or that ionics that we all love, or some cleansing. So that's
yeah,
awesome, Megan.
yeah. And I got my product this week because I was waiting for I was waiting for my shakes. I was like, I look at the door and be like, yes, my shakes are here. My stuff is.
Yay.
I got my milk chocolate, my rich chocolate, and my chocolate, and these.
Oh, the snacks. I'm a huge fan of the snacks. The snacks are
I
magic.
I've been craving these things lately.
Right. That is, if anyone has ever done a health call with me, that's the thing that I really share quite a bit of are the ISIS snacks. I think they're the most amazing thing, and it's really what keeps our body's going. They're little compressed, little mini shakes, and they make such a difference with our health and our weight and our cravings. So I'm so glad you experienced that, Megan. All right, guys, it is 6:30, or in our time anyways, in Phoenix, Arizona. So I want to thank you guys for being with us tonight. Thank you, Debbie, Jennifer, Kaylee, and Bethany. Thank you so much for your time, your story, your inspiration, and all that you continue to give. Guys, if you guys ever have any questions, if you have any questions after this, get back to the person who invited you. We're all here. We're all a family. We want to see everybody succeed, whether it's in the health or sharing with other people, whatever direction it is that inspired you to be here tonight. And after listening to these stories, what's inspiring you now? Please just reach out, ask questions. We are one big family, and we do have this recording